Time now for entertainment. Meredith Shaw Sitzik-Sero here with you. Devo is off. He is back next week. Boy, do we have some stuff here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the Joe Jonas, Sophie Turner divorce.
Okay.
And boy, did that escalate quickly. So the first thing I read yesterday was Sophie Turner was telling the press she found out about this divorce through the media. Joe Jonas has, to no one's surprise, denied those claims. And I thought to myself, well, that's the wildest story I'm going to read today about this divorce. Nope.
There's more.
There was more. Sophie filed a complaint against Joe in a New York court yesterday requesting that their two young daughters, be allowed to return to England with her. Sophie is alleging their passports have been taken and they can't go. One of the kids is 3 years old, the other's 14 months. Joe, again, disputes the claim. According to Sophie's complaint, the family previously agreed that England would be the girls' forever home after they sold their Florida place earlier this year and were looking for schools in the UK for the girls. They agreed the kids would accompany Joe on their ongoing tour with the Jonas Brothers while Sophie filmed her miniseries in the UK. Sophie's working, obviously, because he would have more daytime hours to spend with them, maybe even more access to people to help out with the kids.
Yeah,
we know how that can go.
All the Jonas Brothers were bringing their
Yes.
families on the road, so it was like a whole family tour.
True.
Yeah.
So Sophie and their marriage of 4 years deteriorated very quickly here and suddenly after an argument on August the 15th. If this, Meredith, is a sign of things to come in what can be very public separations, especially at the level of Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas, this is going to be quite something. And I say that with no glee in my voice. I have no real rooting interest, which unfortunately a lot of people on Twitter and social media immediately have, knowing zero facts. But this is already quite something.
It is, and it doesn't feel like we've reached the peak of it either. It feels like there's going to be even more coming out. And, you know, as I think we all do, I just think of those kids. I just think of those two young kids and, you know, how this is all playing out and how dramatic that is for them. And clearly anyone who has been through any kind of separation, famous or not, it's very challenging. It's very difficult. Divorce is not easy. But you got to keep those kids in the top spot, you know, and it just feels like that's being lost a little bit here. And I hope, you know, as much respect can be given to them, as much space can be given to them that we do, because this isn't easy. But at the same time, when you put your relationship up for grabs at the beginning, when everything's happy and lovely and fun,
Them's the breaks.
then when it doesn't end well, people are quite interested in it, you know. So I think that's where we're at with them.
But to your point, the kids didn't make that call.
They sure
The kids didn't make that call at all. When it comes to the adults, I have zero sympathy because a lot of people make money off their relationships as well. That's the way that goes. But you're right. It's the kids. Kids didn't ask for this, and they're going to be in this for a little bit. It's going to get awkward for sure.
Yeah, it will. On to some better news now. We have a comeback album from Kylie Minogue, and she is getting so praised for it. She is 55 years old. It is her most acclaimed album yet. We do have a bit of a clip from Tension. This is off the new album. Let's take a listen. Loving it?
Loving it.
Catchy. She looks beautiful. Rolling Stone awarded 4 out of 5 stars, calling it brilliantly good fun. One of the best in her 36-year career. So I just think this shows more and more the relevancy of experience when it comes to women in this industry. She's never been better.
No. I think I know the answer to this question. I'm going to ask you anyway because I'm curious your take. Because she's always kind of been there. When I hear the track out of my head, I gotta let it go.
Yeah.
It's that good a song to me.
Sure.
But is she underrated really good, or has she had really good producers as well down through the years? Because I feel like Kylie Minogue she gets a lot of airplay and she's made a lot of money. But like when we're talking about like the top performers and top artists, I've never felt she's gotten like she's been kind of framed as a pop artist, which you can do well as a pop artist. But do you put her in that echelon of like?
Do you mean the Madonnas and that like this sort of iconic artists?
I always felt like she's had a ceiling in terms of hype. She's had great tracks, catchy songs, But like, do you look at her in that way at all, or am I?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think potentially the only reason why maybe you wouldn't is just because she does originate in Australia, and so potentially, you know, on that side of the world, she has more of that reverence. But yeah, no, 100% I do, and she's huge and done so much advocacy in the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, there's a lot of support for Kylie, and it's good to see her 55 and making it all happen. Congrats to her.
Awesome. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
Am I wrong? We'll be throwing that on the car at some point today. Finally, and you're welcome, Blink 182, ready to rock again.
There's a name I haven't heard of in a while.
New single with the original three members, Mark Hoppus, Travis Barker, Tom DeLonge, released One More Time, a song off their upcoming album. Let's listen to this.
Do I have to die to hear you say goodbye? I don't want to act like there's tomorrow. I don't want to wait to do this one more time. One more time.
I feel like they just took us back in time through some music videos from Blink 182.
I mean, those are some like digging into their own phone vault kind of video clips. I love that.
The track explores the challenges the group experienced before reuniting last year. Some of the lyrics include, I wish they told us it shouldn't take a sickness or airplanes falling out of the sky, referring to when Mark was diagnosed with lymphoma in 2021 and when Travis survived a plane crash in 2008. They've seen some things, this band.
Oh, yeah.
No question. So, yeah, new music out from Blink 182. And, Mare, the 90s just slaps me in the face every time I hear them.
Well, I gotta be honest.
Modern day or old school. It's just, this to me, that's that era.
When, you know, Travis Barker is married to Kourtney Kardashian.
Yep.
You're going to get that much press and play everywhere, and you're not going to put out an album with your group. Like, I think this is a good moment to dip back into some of that nostalgia. Here for it.
For sure. All right, that is entertainment. Devo is back on Monday.